Stan Gibelisco here. I just thought of another kind of interesting demonstration of the ubiquitous, is that a word? Is that applicable here? Ubiquitous power of electromagnetic fields and things that they can do. I remember one field day when we had a dipole fed with open wire line. I think the dipole was just a random dipole, about 100 feet long, fed in the center, about 50 feet up between a couple of trees, very tall trees, obviously, and we were running the maximum legal limit for CW at that time was 1,000 watts plate power input, so it would be on the order of 600 watts with a good class AB linear amplifier. Getting out into that antenna, and I remember that we used a field strength meter to test the radio frequency emissions from the transmission line, open wire balanced line, and it was hardly radiating at all. You'd have to bring that thing up within a foot or so of the feed line to get a significant reading. But you go outside underneath the dipole, even though it was 50 feet over your head, that field strength meter would just drop my tape. The tape that I used to tack this sucker up on the wall. I hope the thing doesn't fall off the wall next. It would serve me right. But anyway, this fluorescent, I'll get to that later. This field strength meter practically pinned the needle, even though we were 50 feet beneath the antenna. So that demonstrated that the antenna was radiating very well and the feed line practically not at all. And that's what you want, of course, with most any antenna. There are a few exceptions, but generally speaking, that's what you want with a balanced, open wire fed dipole antenna. Then we took a fluorescent tube, one of those standard, I think they're about 4 feet long, fluorescent light bulb tubes, and walked outside under the antenna and held that up in the air. And that thing was glowing to practically full brilliance whenever the key was down, indicating that there was a lot of RF underneath that antenna. And that was back in the days before the Federal Communications Commission expressed any concern or made ham radio operators take any accountability for the RF emissions that they caused and biological hazards that they might cause. They certainly did produce interference to the old television sets with aerials, the antennas rather than the cable. I remember every time I'd go down to the lab and operate on 15 meters, my sisters from upstairs, right away you could hear them screaming. They were watching Channel 6 in Austin, Minnesota, about 40 miles away from Rochester. And that, I guess, fell on a harmonic of 15 meters, and it would just wipe that channel out. All I had to do is start sending CQ or call a station, and it'd be, Stan, you stop that. And I was only running like 100 watts output. Imagine what would have happened if I'd have run 600 watts RF output. Now you can run 1,500 watts of RF radiated or RF output from your amplifier, whatever it be, class A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. You can, and that thing probably would have driven that fluorescent bulb to full brilliance for sure in a case like that. But I remember that was sort of something interesting we did one field day at night, standing up there holding this fluorescent tube, flashing in perfect rhythm, with the transmissions of W0, Mike X-ray Whiskey, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, Da 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 di di da di da da. Di di da di da di di. Di di da di da di di. Da di da. Let the listener understand. Stan Gibilisco signing off saying 73, which means da da di 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 da da, even on a fluorescent tube. And so long, which of course always flashed as di 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 da di da.